Hey there people, it's your favorite WeedleTwineedle bringing you all on our Scarlet and Violet VGC video featuring Luvdisc. Because I love you all so much, I'm willing to put myself through the horror of trying to make Luvdisc work in VGC battles. So you might be thinking this is like a Valentine's themed team posted like 2 weeks late, but you're wrong. This is actually a Leap Day themed team because we do have the Leapfrog Politoed on this squad to celebrate, Leap Day. And we also have Pelipper just because Luvdisc is so bad that we need not one, but two Drizzle Pokemon to enable Luvdisc. Next Pokemon on my team, we do have my husband Incineroar, and we have Meowscarada, the cunty weed cat. We love her. I haven't seen her be used since like Series 1, which was like over a year ago, so I wanted to give her some spotlight. And last but not least, we do have Fluttermother of current VGC. You hate her, you love her. Since I'm using Luvdisc on this team, and inevitably playing a 3v4 by doing so, I definitely need a Pokemon like Fluttermane to pick up the slack from Pokemon like Luvdisc. So that's the team we'll be packing for this video. My first opponent today is packing a Trick Room based squad with, Blood Moon Ursaluna and for a Giraffe. They're also packing Amoonguss, Bronzong, Porygon 2, and King Gambit. So overall, a different approach to Trick Room. You usually see like Indeedee Hatterene and then like Torkoal, that they just try to obliterate you under those few Trick Room turns they have, but this is more of like a balanced approach to Trick Room, which is pretty refreshing to see. And as you can see, I am taking a selfie with my Luvdisc to celebrate Leap Day. Yeah, so yeah, we have Luvdisc in our trainer card with that nice heart filter. And my opponent's going to lead off with King Gambit and Porygon 2, as I'm going to lead off with Meowscarada and Politoed. So turn 1, I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure they want to go for the Trick Room because their team is like very Trick Room based. Thankfully, they get an attack increase with the Porygon 2, so they have less offensive pressure unless they want to terrestrialize and make their Tire Blast physical. So yeah, they go for Protect for some reason, even though Politoed and Meowscarada can't really threaten for too much damage into King Gambit, but you know what, I'll take it as we're able to set up a Belly Drum for free. Nom 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 on my Citrus Berry as well. And this Belly Drum Politoed is a callback to my BDSP Valentine's Day special. So I wanted to bring Belly Drum Politoed back. So here I go for the Trick Room, predicting them to go for the Trick Room. So I set up the Trick Room for them just for them to reverse the Trick Room. So that's a pretty fun interaction to go for to counter Trick Room, setting it up for them so they reverse the Trick Room immediately. Now I go for the Ally Switch as they terrestrialize into a Dragon type for some reason. And I mean, I guess it's to take a Water type attack, which is fair. But I decided to go for the Porygon 2, and we're actually able to one-shot it. I know it's like +6 attack, stab, in the rain, but Politoed's attack stat is the equivalent of Tinkaton's. I think they both have base 75 attacks, so I was really not expecting that to KO Porygon 2. I'm not gonna lie. But now they're gonna bring in their Amoonguss, and I'm not trying to get spored right here. I'm gonna terrestrialize my Politoed right here. And you might be thinking, the Terra Ground is obviously for Thunderbolts and stuff like that, right? But no, I really need this Terra Ground. It does double, as a good defensive typing. It's not amazing. It's decent against, like, Thunderclaps and stuff. They go for the Rage Powder to redirect the attack from the Politoed, but, I could just go for Flower Trick into the Amoonguss just because I really didn't think this would knock out Amoonguss, just because I tried to use this team, and with this Terra Ground +6 Earthquake, Amoonguss lifted like a sliver of HP when I was testing this on Showdown, so I'm like, no, let me just chip this down with the Flower Trick a little bit. And as you can see, King Gambit is the one that lives with the sliver of HP, but it's okay because we're able to knock out Amoonguss before it's able to Spore me and put me to sleep, so that's great for me, and we should be able to live a Kowtow Cleave because it's not at +2, but now it's at +2 with that Swords Dance. So now I gotta play around with the potential Sucker Punch, which is kind of ugly, but it's fine. I'm gonna bring in my Pelipper here, who is immune to the Earthquake, can set up a Tailwind and stuff like that, as they're gonna bring out their Farigiraf. So Farigiraf comes in, and thankfully I don't have any priority moves to throw out at them. I'm gonna go for the Protect here with my Politoed. It's a little bit predictable, but I think they're just gonna tunnel vision into this Politoed, as thankfully they go for the Sucker Punch. We're able to, guard ourselves with Protect, and now I'm able to go for the Weather Ball, and we're gonna be able to finish off the King Gambit with that amount of HP. So down goes King Gambit to the Weather Ball. I really love that Pelipper gets Weather Ball just because it's way more consistent than Hydro Pump, and it's pretty flexible under other weathers if you play it properly, which you'll see later on in this video, slight spoilers. But they go for the Trick Room here. I'm like, honey, your whole team is dead, baby. Like, let's not even bother with that Trick Room. And they're like, yeah, you're right. I tried to switch into Luvdisc there, but unfortunately they concede before I'm able to send out my Luvdisc. But we're able to defeat my opponent thanks to, the Leap Day special Politoed. So shoutouts to Politoed. Hopefully you all enjoyed that battle, and let's move on to the next one where I hopefully get to showcase Luvdisc. My next opponent today is packing a pretty unique team. We love Luvdisc and Sylveon on the WeedleTwineedle channel. They also have Fluttermane and Ogerpon, which are like, ugh. But this is sort of inevitable to fight against when you play VGC. And last but not least, they have Snorlax and Breloom. Keep in mind that these battles in this video were done in like the Great/Ultra tiers, because I haven't played ranked in like months, so my rank was like in the beginner tier. So yeah, but it's okay, I'm using a Luvdisc team. Of course I'm gonna be in like the Great and Ultra tiers, it's where I belong. But yeah, unfortunately Dustin doesn't have, you know, a cool trainer card like me. I decided to, you know, make my trainer card all theme team special. I like to take a trainer card selfie for every team. I try to anyway. Sometimes I don't, but I'm pretty spot on with that. They make taking, you know, trainer card pictures a lot easier in the DLC, so I mean, like, there's like no excuse not to do it at this point. At least once. Like, at least change your trainer card once. Like, if I can do it for like every team, you can do it once. Like, come on now. But whatever. I go for Fake Out into Gita's Wig, which seems kind of weird because, like, you know, I set up the Toxic Debris for the opponent, but you know, it's not really too big of a deal as long as I can end the battle pretty fast. Like, the Toxic Debris shouldn't matter too much. So I'm gonna go for the Belly Drum here, as I'm able to stop like a potential Meteor Beam from Glamor. That's what I was really afraid of. That Meteor Beam from Glamor would definitely KO Politoed, but I don't think Snorlax has the KO potential unless it's like self-destruct or something like that. But we're gonna set up that Belly Drum once again, as they're gonna go for their own Belly Drum, so we both had the same idea. They're gonna Belly Drum as well, but I am faster than their Snorlax, so I should be in a good position here unless Glamora can kill me. But I don't think it can kill me unless it's like Terra Grass Energy Ball, and they're gonna eat their Aya Poppy Berry. They have the correct Pinch Berry. I'm gonna Terrestrialize into a ground type here, and I'm gonna go for the Helping Hand as well because Incineroar is such a helpful partner. This Incineroar is also Leap Day themed with the red card. So I go for the Terra Ground Helping Hand EQ just because I want to be sure that everything on the field dies. Unfortunately, Incineroar had to go down, but it was a sacrifice I was willing to take just because, like, I want to make sure the Snorlax and the Glamora die. Like, Snorlax can afford to run a lot of defense and HP with Belly Drum. I mean, Politoed can't really because it has, like, base 75 Tinkaton attack, but, you know, other Belly Drum Pokemon that are actually usable should be running, like, a lot of bulk. But it's okay, we're able to get a double knockout there, so they're gonna bring in their Flutter Mother, and I'm gonna bring in my Luvdisc right here, gonna bring in Luvdisc, and now they're gonna bring out their Sylveon, so they bring out their double Fairy type and their Sylveon, and now I'm gonna float on my air balloon to make myself immune to the Toxic Debris. They're gonna get a booster energy with their Flutter Mane, and thankfully it is special attack, so now I can actually still outspeed the opponent with a strategy I have in mind. So they're gonna Terrestrialize into a Fairy type. I go for the Entrainment here to give my own Politoed the Swift Swim ability. So now my Politoed should be faster than Flutter Mane because it is a special attacking booster energy. If it was speed, it'd probably still be faster than me, but then it probably could knock me up from this range of health, so that's fine. And because of my Air Balloon, I am immune to my own Terra Ground EQ. And Air Balloon is like a Valentine's theme team, or Leap Day, sorry, I keep messing up. It's all Leap Day themed team. But yeah, it's a Leap Day theme because, you know, it's a heart-shaped, you know, Pokemon and balloons. There's like heart-shaped balloons on Leap Day. Yeah, so that's going to be the end of the battle. We're able to defeat the opponent thanks to Politoed and Luvdisc putting in the work. I got to showcase the entrainment tech. That's what I really wanted to showcase in this video. So hopefully you all enjoyed that battle. Let's move on to the next one. My next opponent has a very funny team. They have Grimmsnarl with, you know, a double Contrary Core and Malamar and Superior. So they're trying to go for some contrary gimmicks, and I respect it. They're also packing Incineroar, Landorus Incarnate, and they have a Wartortle, which is hilarious. Question of the day. Which middle stage evolution is your personal favorite, like design-wise? I guess you can comment like competitively as well, but I'm just gonna answer it casual-wise. Me personally, I really like Tinkatuff. Like, I like Tinkaton too, don't get me wrong, but something about Tinkatuff is just so cunty to me. Like, I love Tinkatuff, but Tinkatuff is just like, if she was the final form, I wouldn't complain. And sadly, Dav as well has a basic bitch trainer card. I mean, whatever, I'm just gonna skip them from now on if they have a basic trainer card, at least for the rest of this video. So, they're gonna lead off with Grimmsnarl and Malamar, as I'm gonna lead off with Politoed and Incineroar once again. So I knew leading with Incineroar could potentially give Malamar an attack increase, but because Incineroar is such a nice and thoughtful man, he doesn't mind giving Malamar an attack increase because he's just that nice. He's even gonna let the Malamar attack by going for the Fake Out into Grimmsnarl, stopping that from going for like a priority move with screens. Gonna go for the Belly Drum here with my Politoed, set up to +6 attack. I know it's very like straightforward and I do it like every game, but this is a meme team after all, built around, you know, Belly Drum Politoed to celebrate, you know, Leap Day. So I'm gonna go for the Belly Drum, get +6 attack. They're gonna go for a superpower at +1 attack, but I knew Incineroar would tank that because he's so tanky. They're gonna get +1 attack from that superpower, and they're like, yes, I'm set up to sweep. But then Incineroar said, happy Leap Day with that red card. Oh my god, this is so cursed. the fact that I'm like posting this, you know, team so late, but it's okay, it's funnier this way. I'm gonna go for Protect with my Politoed to stop a potential fake out from the Wartortle. Like, I wasn't sure what they wanted to do, though, you know, in retrospect, they could have went for like Haze. So, I mean, this was kind of like a bad play. Because, like, what else is Wartortle gonna do? It doesn't get access to Follow Me anymore. It used to have it back in Gen 8, though it was like an event exclusive move, so it wasn't like legal in VGC. But yeah, gonna bring in my Meowscarada here, and they're gonna go for a Yawn, so I'm glad I protected there, because I don't know if a +6 EQ would kill a Wartortle under Reflect. So I'm gonna Terastallize here, and they're gonna Terastallize here. I go into a Ground type, of course, and they go into a Fire type, so I'm like, phew, okay. I mean, I thought that they were gonna, like, live, you know, the EQ plus Flower Trick combo, and then just, like, Yawn me, and it was gonna be bad, but thankfully they went into a Fire type, so, I mean, that does help them against Flower Trick, but unfortunately for them, it does not help them very much against this, you know, Super Stab plus, oh, it's not Super Stab, it's just regular Stab, because it's not, like, same type Terra, but we're able to hit him with a +6 Stab Earthquake and knock out the Grimmsnarl and the Wartortle. Unfortunately, Terra Fire wasn't really the move there, but I don't really blame them in the face of Meowscarada. It's not every day run into Terra Ground, Earthquake Politoads. I definitely get it. The Gray and Ultra Ball tiers are so funny because you run into like some funny shit like this, or you run into like super standard teams, but they're not like piloted the best. There's like no in between either. I really like that though. I like that there's like people who like use memes but are like actually like somewhat decent, and there's people who use like really good teams but they're just like NPCs. Okay, that was a little shady of me, sorry. I take that back. I pretend I didn't say anything. But whatever, I ally switch to avoid the Leaf Storm because I'm so skillful like that. Go for the +6 Liquidation into the Malamar, just in case I had Topsy-Turvy. Like, bitch, I'm not trying to get clipped by a Malamar, so I knocked that shit out with a Liquidation, and now I'm gonna bring in my Luvdisc here, float on my air balloon, and I'm gonna go for the entrainment into my Politoed to give it Swift Swim, increasing its speed. And now I can go for a +6 Liquidation Stab in the rain, and I don't think this is gonna knock out Superior because Politoed sucks and they have Reflect Up, but it's surprisingly still KO Superior, so I must not have much bulk, if any at all, so I wasn't expecting that. I underestimated Politoed a bit. We're able to defeat Dav with our Belly Drum Politoed combination. I know I kind of like did the same combo I did in the previous battle, but I really wanted to showcase a red card in Cinnamore. I thought it was such a funny idea, because a red card is like a Valentine in a sense, you know what I mean? Hopefully you all enjoyed that battle, and let's move on to the last battle. For this last battle, the matchup's looking pretty bleak. Windstorm, because they have no Tornadus, but they also have a Sun-based team, and they have Venusaur, and they have Chi-Yu and Walking Wig, and it's looking like a bunch of threats considering I'm a rain team. They can set up the Sun with Ninetales, and they also have like Manual Sun with Tornadus potentially, so that's kind of scary. And outside of bringing Fluttermane, I don't really know how to approach the Sun matchup with this team, so let's just get into it. I saved the best for last, like I normally do, just to reward people who watch until the end of the video. They're going to be off with Ninetales and Venusaur, which is kind of surprising to me considering I have two Drizzle Pokemon. You figure they'd want their Drought in the back, but I'm surprised they just let off with it. But, you know, we are in, like, Ultra Ball tier, so, I mean, I don't want to be shady, I'm not trying to be shady, but, like, you know, people don't make the most optimal plays down here. Myself included. Like, yeah. So they're gonna bring a Tornadus and go for Protect, because they want to get that weather control with their Ninetales. That's totally fair. And to scout out what I want to do, I just figure, I mean, let me just Flower Trick into Ninetales to break a potential Focus Sash. It might be Focus Sash on the Ninetales, because I don't really know what else you want to run on Ninetales. I get a crit, so lucky. I mean, JK, Flower Trick always crits. It's not just Urshifu who can always crit. Meowscarada did it first, in Gen 9 anyway. But now I'm gonna go for the Ally switch, because I was detecting something sinister to happen to my Pelipper. I don't know how I knew, but I just knew that they would just try to do something nasty. So they go for Sunny Day. I was expecting to switch back into Ninetales, but they go for the Manual Sun Sleep Powder, as I'm able to guard that with Meowscarada. I was predicting a Sludge Bomb or something, but or like a Solar Beam, I don't know. But I go for the Weather Ball, that's now Fire type, because I predicted them to set up the Sun once again, and we're able to knock out Venusaur in one hit because it is now, you know, Fire type. We are Life Orb, and my Pelipper's like max special attack, so we're able to knock out the Venusaur in one hit. That was a very satisfying feat on my part, but the battle is not over because now they bring in their Fluttermane. We see it is actually a special attack booster, and that's really scary because now they're going to Terastallize as well into a Fairy type. They said fun time's over, bitch. And I'm like, yeah, let me just protect myself. I could have had Wide Guard here, so this Dazzling Gleam was so greedy. Like, I could have had, like, Wide Guard. They could have went for, like, Bleak Wind, Dazzling Gleam, and then, like, flopped. But you know, they go for Tailwind because they are special attack boosters, so they want to get the speed against my Meowscarada, I assume. That's what I was thinking anyway. So they go for the Terra Fairy Dazzling Gleam. I thought they would go for Ring Blast because, you know, Wide Guard is a thing, but no, I don't have Wide Guard on this Pelipper. I guess when you see Life Orb, Weather Ball, you don't really expect the Wide Guard, which is totally fair. I go for the Trick Room here just because I was expecting them to go for the Tailwind. And just because like Pelipper is slower than them anyway, so either way, like the Trick Room was the best play there. So they're gonna protect their Flutter Mane here, predicting me to you know, just attack them, right? I go for the Weather Ball with the Stellar Terra boost into the Tornadus. We actually use up our Fire type energy here, like our Fire type Stellar energy, because Stellar Terra only boosts like a type of attack like once. It's pretty weird how that works, but it works with Weather Ball because we only used our Fire type energy up. We didn't use like our Water type energy, so we can bring in Pelipper later on and go for like a Stellar Terra boosted Weather Ball again, which is pretty cool how that interaction works. And I want to save my Pelipper for later to showcase that. So I'm going to switch out my Pelipper here, and I'm going to bring in my Luvdisc. I'm like, oh, Luvdisc, you're going to eat this Terra Fairy Dazzling Gleam up. It's true, it's true. So I go for Protect my Meowscarada just because I want to keep it for later. I do have that Overgrow Flower trick to pop Flutter Mane potentially. They just go for the Overheat to try to knock me out. They might be a Jetpack actually if they have Overheat. I could be wrong though. They go for Dazzling Gleam, able to guard ourselves with that. And I'm like, oh, Luvdisc is so gonna live this. I have max HP. No. There's no way. Sorry, Luvdisc. Like, your holiday ended weeks ago. You gotta go, girl. So down goes Luvdisc, but her sacrifice was not in vain. I really wanted to showcase, like, the Soak plus Flower Trick combo, which works inside a Trick Room and, like, under rain, which is cool, but unfortunately, Luvdisc just can't take, you know, Terra Fairy Dazzling Gleam. What a bad Pokemon. Like, it's not like Terra Fairy Dazzling Gleam, like, destroys, like, 90% of the game or anything. Like, it's not your fault, Luvdisc. It's not. It's not her fault this time around. It's not. But yeah, I go for the Weather Ball, Stellar Booster. They go for Protect, reading me to attack into them, which is smart. But I just go for Flower Trick into the Ninetales, do a decent chunk of damage. I actually did a little less than I was expecting because Ninetales is kind of frail. But then I see Will-O-Wisp and I'm like, maybe it's like bulky or like max HP or something. I'm not too sure. But they burn my Meowscarada because they don't want to risk missing Overheat. But then like Overheat would, you know, can also miss. I think they have the same hit rate. Maybe, or is Will-O-Wisp 85? I feel like Will-O-Wisp is 85 and then Overheat is 90? I could be wrong about that. Where the Tailwind expires here is now I'm going to bring out my own Flutter Mane. And my own Flutter Mane is pretty cute. This Flutter Mane set is so funny because I only have the set because of, you know, the Leap Day special with Draining Kiss. You know, it's a Leap Day special, right? So Draining Kiss is very, you know, Leap Day special. I go for the Weather Ball, one-shot Flutter Mane, which is kind of surprising because Flutter Mane's special defense stat is massive, but Stellar Terra, a rain-boosted stab Weather Ball, is just enough to pop it, which is pretty cool. We get that Stellar Terra boost once again. I go for the Draining Kiss and then just couldn't handle getting kissed. They rage quit on me, which was like really funny. I mean, Draining Kiss Flutter Mane made them rage quit. It's true, it's true. So hopefully you all enjoyed that battle. I got to showcase Stellar Terra Pelipper going in with that Weather Ball. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. I will not be posting a rental code for this team, but the moveset and information will be in the description if that does interest you, as well as my Discord server if you want a Pokemon community to hang out, talk, and just have a good time. I'll leave a link to that in the description, as well as my Twitter if you want another place to follow me. I'm much more active on Twitter than I am on YouTube. But yeah, that will do it for me. Thank you so much for watching until the end of the video. I love you all very, very much, and I'll check you all in my next video. Mwah!